From the Washington Times, I'm Tim Constantine. A House probe into President Biden's family and the massive profits they reaped from foreign business deals is honing in on the web of business associates of the president's son, Hunter Biden. Congressional investigators plan to follow the money and are now looking at a group of family chums and Washington insiders. The House Oversight and Accountability Committee is trying to determine whether Mr. Biden had any knowledge or role in the schemes and whether the dealings have compromised national security. President Biden suffered a major setback over the weekend as his nominee to head the Federal Aviation Administration withdrew from consideration amid pushback from Senate Republicans and Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona, an independent who caucuses with the Democrats. Denver International Airport CEO Phil Washington was unable to advance from a Senate committee despite Democrats controlling the chamber. Senator Sinema said, quote, "The federal law listing requirements for the FAA administrator states that the nominee must have experience in a field directly related to aviation." Judge Kyle Duncan of the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals delivered a lecture this past week at the University of Notre Dame about free speech and legal education, and he did so without being heckled or shouted down. That was a big change from 2 weeks earlier at Stanford Law School. Judge Duncan disputed the contention that being jeered and interrupted represented legitimate free speech. He said none of this spectacle, this obviously public shaming, had the slightest thing to do with free speech. It had everything to do with intimidation. And to be clear, not intimidating me. I'm not intimidated by this. I'm a life-tenured judge. I'm going back to my court and keep writing opinions. No, the target of the intimidation was the protesters' fellow students. For these stories and all the news, visit us at WashingtonTimes.com.